we kinda figured that a lot of lost souls.
It's your boy Stevie Franks. I'm here rocking with Raheem Samad with Truth Be Told TV.
What you, brother?
Ain't nothing, man. Just working hard as I should. You know what I mean? Putting as much work as I possibly could put in. Whether from being in the studio constantly, whether performing constantly, finishing up my last project right now. It's actually pretty much damn near done. From performing, I mean, I just been putting in mad work, man. From featuring on other artists' tracks, from performing one time early in the day in Philly, and then going the next in New York in the same day. From going to these festivals, to these conferences, being in these contests, but just performing, and then from being in different studio environments, just trying to soak up different information from different people, and starting to grow mentally. I want to say maybe mentally, as far as on a business level, as an artist, because that's very important too. And just basically just been working, man, just trying to put in as much work as I possibly can and try not to waste no time, because time is of the essence, and I'm trying to grow as an artist, and I'm just working, man. The name of the project is called FOFTB, lyrics first. FOFTB means fortune only favors the brave. Now, the meaning of the whole essence of the whole project was to enforce self-awareness and self-motivation, in order to pushing the listener to believe that they can be successful at anything they want to believe. They just had to be brave enough and want to go out and grab it. So that was like the main aspect that was encircled around. So you'll see that a lot of the make of it, as far as like between the titles and even from the skits, from the subject matter of the songs that I'm using, or that you're going to hear on the actual piece, are all centered around that same meaning. Whether even if it's just from me, the type of tracks where you just going off on tangents, that I like to call, and just rapping about and just piecing it together like a puzzle. It's still all wrapped around the same goal, and that's enforcing self-motivation and self-awareness to breed the mind towards success.
You're now listening to A-Rod Music.
Turn my headphones down a little bit. You only gon' get it if you put in the work. You could be in tune with the earth or be put in the dirt. You've been mistakenly mistaken for you taking me basic, cause I ain't making up the bacon in my brain to be awakened.
I mean, it's mainly like this one. See, this one is a little different because I tried to come off on more of an artistic level as an artist, and try like a certain different variety of different style of beats, whether it be slow pace, fast pace. Some sound like maybe it might be a party orientated type beat. Beats where you just going in, you spitting for 20, 32 bars. Then beats where the emotion might change, and I added a different few elements that I didn't add within the last mixtape that I did in Self-Portrait. Self-Portrait was mainly of a mixtape where you were getting to know me as an artist, and as a person. Basically, that was my introduction as an artist. This one is mainly stretching upon more of the artistic of my skills, and I wanted to showcase that. So fortune only favors the brave, lyrics first, is the display of that 100%.
Spit about the chicks with the tits and the ass, but my brothers be too quick to put a clip in your mask. Walking with a clip in the mask, cause he pissed and he's mad, cause his mom's is smoked out and he's missing his dad.
Yes, I kind of kept them mainly within the same focus as on the first one. From my camp, because it was kind of like, you would kind of say that Self-Portrait and Fortune Only Favors the Brave, lyrics first, were kind of like twin albums, because they were both within the ranges, kind of like in the same year. Even though Self-Portrait came out December 2013 and this is coming out in 2014, they still only have an 8-month gap in between them. It's not a year, it's not 2 years, it's still an 8-month gap. So really, mainly from when I dropped Self-Portrait, I was still going to the studio after I dropped it, while I was going around performing and promoting and selling CDs and things of that nature. So a lot of the same artists that I was working with prior to before, a lot of it, the working with it carried over because we just kept on working and we never stopped. So I think the only new artist that I'm working with was on the project was probably P. Wise. P. Wise is probably the only one. He's from Newburgh, New York, hot artist. See the same familiar names. If you heard the last mixtape, it was my man Jen. Oh yeah, my man Zach. My man Carmen De Ava. Actually did a feature on his project. I did a feature on his project, which led up to this actual song that we did. Of course, Raheem Samad, we did. I think it was one or two songs that we did actually on the mixtape. I think that's pretty much it. And then all the rest of them, I just went and hit it out. And you know, D Wills, he was a piece. His voice was laid on a few of the tracks. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, center around the same group core of people that I've dealt with.
Quicker to clip you and rip you, cause thinking it's superficial. You thinking you Superman, you get hit with a super pistol. And if you do dirt, you stupid if you forgetful, cause your enemy is the elephant and karma coming to get you.
I hooked up with DJ Soulbuck through doing different showcases. He mainly is like the house DJ for the promotional music company called Lyrically Fit. And I met him first off when I did a show back in March. And I was at a show March 6th at the Trocadero in Philadelphia. And I met up with him, talked with him a few times. He acted like it's funny because at first he acted like he didn't want to do it because he thought I was just another rapper dude. But then when I went there and I tore the whole show down, I mean, I tore it down so much that the feature of the show was kind of like, after they got up, they was like, oh, well, after the show left, they figured it was already over because I shut it down. And then Soulbuck gave me mad props and respects. And then at the second time we exchanged numbers, not that first time, we exchanged numbers the second time when I went to the Dialect. That's like I think an Indonesian bar and slash restaurant in Philly, in University City. And we met after I did that show in there, and we exchanged numbers. I gave him my mixtape and things of that nature. And we just picked it up from there, and I came up with the idea. At first, it's crazy because at first I was going to be going with DJ Alamo for the project, but then I hooked up with Soulbuck because I felt like I had more of a relationship with him because he seen me as an actual performer, and he knows how I orchestrate my songs, and he knows how to mix and cut and things of that nature. So I just felt as though since he already heard me perform before, he done heard the music, and he likes the music, which is a big thing for a DJ to like your music while you're doing it, because you're gonna do all different types of tricks of the trade to it. So I thought to myself, it'd just be better off just to go rock with somebody that knows my style and understands where I'm coming from as an artist and actually likes the music, because he's gonna do whatever with it. And that's pretty much how I got hooked up with DJ Soulbuck.
Life about decisions and it's up for you to make it. Chances you gotta take it and bonds should never break it. Burnt too many bridges, you was ratting and was snaking. Now you assed out, feeling just like you naked. I ain't the wisest of the wise, but I'm telling from experience. Drugs, guns, and gangs are all a part of experiments. Trying to make change, but most of us be fearing it. We scared to be ourselves, nigga. Point blank, period.
It was released on steviefranks.bandcamp.com as steviefranks.bandcamp.com, and it'll be released on September 15th, 2014. Yeah, definitely I want to shout out, first and foremost, I want to shout out Raheem Samad. He's my biggest support system as my consultant, and as my good friend, and as a fellow artist, and my videographer, my photographer. He just wearing many hats, and he's all part of the movement. You know what I'm saying? Secondly, I want to shout out D Wills, most definitely, for helping me record about some 65-75% of the mixtape, and for the production of the mixtape. Shout out to my man Jen, shout out to Carmen De Ava, shout out to Bliss Auto, shout out to P Wise, Shout out to Lyrically Fit for allowing me to perform at their shows and hooking me up whenever they got the chance to put my video on their website. Shout out to any other producers or artists that I may have forgotten that were actually a part of the actual project. Stevie Franks, you rocking with Raheem Samad for TBT TV, and I'm out. Informant, I'm here to bring the truth lying dormant. Used to put my money in the box that was storage. If Red Riding Hood had put her hands up in my porridge, I'ma split a wig down the middle like a naval orange. I'm trying to get to touring and airplanes are soaring. Far away from flooring in a life that is boring. More to what's important, the bullshit can't afford it. The state of hip hop is being at a big shortage. I'm like a lion roaring, the fashion heavily ordered. Mics get slaughtered, I'm crossing all of the borders like I'm taking mad orders. I'm flowing just like the waters, expanding my horizon from the standards of the corner. Got the presence of a Morris, I'm built, vitamin nourished. Box me in the corner and I'm striking like a walrus. I'm what a mic war is, this is what I call this. Taking all the orders, distorting all of the haulers and ballers and shot callers and introduced to the tourists for taking all of the wrong and while we mentally warring. Really what you talking? Look at what you started, these niggas is dead walking, police is still stalking. Look at what you started, the venomous, cold-hearted and then they cold smartest. Grew up to be the hardest and target the black market and living with no fathers and dreams to be the fathers. The mental retarded, right seem foreign. Regular seem boring, I've seen plural. You only seen floral, your living is too raw. You swimming just by the coral, my style is abnormal. I'm killing them with the oral. When you get money, stay attached to your morals. Speak more formal, eyes wide open and peep. They try to warn you, this thing is not for you. You can stay in this life with the rats and the poorest kids. I'm trying to get right, sipping on crushed oranges.